one of the things I'm trying to do with this show is you're going to think this is maybe cheesy, but is bring empathy to both sides, right? Because I think you can be a really good, ethical, logical person and have a more pro-Palestinian view. And as long as you care about Israeli civilians and lives, then that's fine. I have no issues with your view. And likewise, if you're very pro-Israel, that's also completely great, as long as you, have empathy for civilians on the other side. And I think if both sides can have empathy for the civilian and the people on the other side, that's where we're going to have a long-term solution and peace. And so earlier,
let me interrupt you for a second, Jake. Let me interrupt.
For it.
First thing is, I want to tell you something that's a good and sweet vision and approach. And I respect you for trying to come to a humane outlook on our region and to bring people together. And I think that there's something very, good and wholesome about it. But I must say to you that the big mistake that you're making is when you're saying that the Hamas side, or the guys that we're fighting with, that's the Palestinian side. The truth is that the majority of this region is under the thumb of jihadism and can't get out. Their kids are being brainwashed, their money's being taken, their food is being taken. The jihad. Why do you think that millions of Syrians cheered when Hassan Nasrallah was killed? Why? Because they saw Israel as a liberating force. And that's one of the things I said to you in the beginning. Like, if you think that there's two sides
do you have
here,
empathy for the Palestinian people?
I have empathy for those Palestinian people that want to live as decent, normal human beings, respect our rights to our land, and want decency and opportunity.
But then doesn't that require you?
But I do not have any. I do not have any. But I do not have any empathy for jihadists who want to destroy me. I have zero empathy for them, and I think that my duty,
of course,
is to fight them. But those people suppress the average person, okay, and they bring them down. And so is the Iranian regime.
Wouldn't you be concerned about the war in Gaza that's killed a lot of people? You'd say, "Oh, my heart goes out to the Palestinians."
Recently, a Hamas spokesman told the Channel 12 caught them in Israel, caught them saying that the majority of the 40,000 people, about 80%, were either Hamas or Hamas affiliated families.
Who said this?
A Hamas spokesman that Channel 12 caught. You could look it up. Right.
Yeah.
The bottom line is this: 40,000 people have been killed. It's awful. The majority of them are Hamas and Hamas affiliated people. Therefore, they're combatants.
What if they're a kid that's just growing up, it's in the Hamas system? I mean, I'm saying, like, if Hamas is the governing body, then everyone's in Hamas, right?
Jake, it's war. And they put their kids in front of our rockets. You know that. And it's war, but we have to fight them. We can't let them take over anymore. Yeah. Jake, you gotta have mercy, not just for the so-called Palestinian kid now. You got to have mercy for the Palestinian kid later. Is he going to keep being under the thumb of this jihadist, corrupt regime?
Well, he's not going to exist if you kill his grandfather, because then he'll never have been born.
Jake, you sometimes talk smart and then you say these things that are they're just plain dumb because there's so many Arabs. We're talking about 40,000 people out of a population of 2 million, and they're combatants. What are you talking about a guy's grandfather? If the guy wants to murder me, I have every right to make sure that he's not going to have, that his line doesn't perpetuate, because he's going to be finished off because he's coming to kill me. I have a right to defend myself.
I know.
I mean, it's obvious. So let's not erase
terrorists who want to kill us. Yeah. If someone's trying to kill you, you have the right to self-defense. Full stop.
Okay, exactly. Yeah. So let's not muddy the waters with lack of clarity. Well, I want you to know. You asked me before about American Jews. I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
It is not a mitzvah. You know what the word mitzvah means, right? It's not a mitzvah. It's not a Jewish commandment to be confused. It's not a mitzvah to always be like, well, there's always this other side, and to have the sense that, like, it's not a mitzvah to be like Woody Allen-ish and always
valuing
both sides.
There's a mitzvah to value.
Exactly. And I was saying to you, and I was trying to say to you, you have to value your people's life first and foremost. And second thing is, you got to value the next generations that will grow up without jihadism, like the Iranian people. You're not valuing them when you don't throw off that regime that kills thousands. Do you know what they do to people who protest in the street in Iran? They take them to the dungeons. I know a woman who told me that her family members, they poke out their eyes with hot irons. Okay, anybody who protests the regime, they do horrific things. We're talking about horrific people with sick Nazi ideology. So do you want to get rid of those people so that the world could be a better place? That's true morality. Okay. But coddling them is not morality. Coddling the people who made 13 million Syrian people displaced is not morality. Just because you're like, oh, this Hezbollah guy, he's going to have a grandson. It's not morality. You got to get rid of bad guys so that everybody around here could live a better life. And everybody will say, thank you and more power to you for defeating bad guys.